The tall man's shadow fell across Eva as he placed a steel briefcase on the coffee table between them. With a swift click, he opened it, revealing stacks of crisp $100 bills. $2 million, David said, his voice smooth as silk. All yours, tonight. No questions asked. His expensive cologne filled the modest apartment she shared with Tom. All you have to do is walk away from this experiment called marriage. Eva's heart pounded against her ribs. $2 million. More money than she'd ever dreamed of having. Money that could change her life forever, erase her student debts, and provide the security she'd never known growing up in Pinewood Village. The abused girl from the back country who'd always gone to bed hungry could finally feel safe. She felt the weight of her wedding ring, simple and inexpensive, on her finger. Tom had given it to her just 8 months ago, promising love she'd never believed possible. David's eyes narrowed as he studied her. You can't seriously be considering staying with him? A security guard. Look around you. He gestured dismissively at their small apartment. Is this really the life you want? The life you deserve after everything you've endured? Eva stood up, her legs surprisingly steady. I think you should leave. Don't be a fool, David snapped, his charming facade cracking slightly. Tom can never give you what I can. Security. Luxury. A real future. A strange calm settled over Eva as pieces of her past flashed before her eyes. Her stepmother's cruel hands, the villagers' mocking laughter, the hunger, the fear, the desperate escape to the city. Then Tom's gentle smile the day they met, his patient understanding when nightmares woke her screaming, his unwavering belief in her when no one else had ever believed. You're right about one thing, Eva said quietly. Tom can't give me what you can. He can't give me millions of dollars or mansions or sports cars. She took a deep breath. But you can never give me what he does either. And what's that? David scoffed. The certainty that I am loved for who I am, not what I can be bought for. Eva pointed to the door. Please leave. Now. The briefcase clicked shut with a decisive snap. You'll regret this, David warned, his handsome face twisted with anger. When you're still struggling to make ends meet, when you're still haunted by your pathetic past, you'll wish you'd taken my offer. I've made my choice, Eva replied, surprised by the strength in her voice. As the door closed behind him, Eva sank onto the sofa, her hands trembling. She'd just turned down more money than most people see in a lifetime. For love. For integrity. For the wounded girl from Pinewood who had finally found her worth wasn't measured in dollars. The memory of Pinewood Village still haunted Eva's dreams. 8 years had passed since she'd fled, but sometimes she would wake in the night, convinced she was back in that small attic room with the leaking roof and the constant scent of mildew. 17-year-old Eva huddled under her thin blanket as rain hammered against the roof. Water dripped steadily into the collection of mismatched containers she had strategically placed across the attic floor. The calendar on her wall was marked with red circles, 218 days until graduation, 218 days until she could leave Pinewood forever. The door creaked open, and her stepmother Martha's silhouette appeared against the dim hallway light. Still awake, are you? Martha's voice carried the slight slur that indicated she'd been drinking again. Ungrateful girl. Your father's been gone 4 years, and I'm still stuck with you. Eva remained perfectly still, having learned long ago that responding only made these encounters worse. Martha swayed slightly, then tossed something onto the floor near Eva's mattress. School called. Teacher says you're applying for college scholarships. Martha laughed. Who do you think you are? No one from Pinewood gets out, especially not worthless charity cases. The object she'd thrown was Eva's scholarship application, now crumpled and stained with what smelled like wine. Your father filled your head with nonsense. Education. Dreams. Martha spat the words. Look where his dreams got him, 6 feet underground with nothing to show for it. Eva bit her tongue until she tasted blood, focused on the steady drip of rainwater into a metal pot. Count the drops. Don't cry. Don't speak. She'll leave soon. You think you're smarter than the rest of us. Martha continued, leaning against the doorframe. Town knows what you are. Pastor Wilson's wife said she caught you stealing from the donation box. That wasn't true, Eva whispered before she could stop herself. Mrs. Wilson had accused her after finding Eva counting the church donations, a task Pastor Wilson himself had assigned her. Martha's eyes narrowed dangerously. Calling me a liar in my own house. After all I've done for you. What followed was painfully familiar, the stream of verbal abuse, the itemized list of all Eva had cost her stepmother over the years, the threats of what would happen if Eva didn't start contributing properly to the household. When Martha finally left, slamming the door so hard that new leaks formed in the ceiling, Eva carefully retrieved her scholarship application. In the weak light of her flashlight, she gently smoothed the crumpled paper, wiping away the wine stains as best she could. Beneath her mattress lay a small wooden box, her father's last gift before pneumonia took him. Inside was a photograph of him holding her as a baby, her mother's simple silver necklace, and some money she saved from odd jobs around town that Martha didn't know about. "I'm getting out," Eva whispered to the photograph. "I promise, Dad." The next morning, with eyes burning from lack of sleep, Eva left early to avoid Martha. The muddy path to school stretched before her, and the familiar dread settled in her stomach as she approached the village center. "Hey, charity case." The voice belonged to Rachel Wilson, the pastor's daughter and Eva's primary tormentor since 3rd grade. "Mom says your stepmother was complaining about you again. Says you're getting too big for your britches." Rachel and her friends blocked the path ahead, their expensive rain boots stark contrast to Eva's duct tape sneakers. Eva quickened her pace, head down, trying to move past Rachel and her friends without confrontation. But Rachel had other plans. "I'm talking to you," Rachel said, stepping directly into Eva's path. "What's in the bag?" "More hand-me-downs from the church donation box." Eva clutched her backpack tighter. Inside was her repaired scholarship application and a letter of recommendation from Mr. Bennett, her English teacher, the only adult in Pinewood who seemed to believe in her potential. "Please let me pass," Eva said quietly. "I'll be late for class." "Oh, wouldn't want to ruin your perfect attendance record," Rachel mocked, looking to her friends for approval. "As if grades will get you anywhere from Pinewood." Eva tried to step around them, but one of Rachel's friends stuck out a foot. Eva stumbled, catching herself just before hitting the muddy ground. "Oops," the girl said with false sweetness as the others laughed. Something inside Eva, something that had been building for years, finally snapped. She straightened up, looking Rachel directly in the eyes. "Your cruelty doesn't make you important," Eva said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "It just makes you small." Rachel's smug expression faltered. For the first time, Eva didn't see the untouchable popular girl, but someone equally trapped in Pinewood's expectations. "You think you're better than us because you get good grades." Rachel recovered quickly. "Everyone knows what happened to your mother. Running off with that trucker, abandoning her family. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it?" The words hit their mark. Eva's mother had left when she was 3, not with a trucker as village gossip claimed, but to escape Martha's brother, who had made her life unbearable after she married into the family. Eva's father had never spoken ill of her mother, had only said sometimes people had to leave to survive. Eva understood that now more than ever. "At least my mother made a choice," Eva replied. "What's your excuse for being exactly who your mother wants you to be?" Rachel's face flushed with anger. She grabbed Eva's backpack, yanking it from her grip and tossing it toward the rain-swollen creek that ran alongside the path. Eva lunged for it, but too late, the backpack landed with a splash in the rushing water, quickly swept downstream. "No!" Eva cried, watching months of work disappear in seconds. Her application, Mr. Bennett's letter, her school books, gone. "Oops," Rachel said again, but there was something uncomfortable in her expression now. Perhaps she hadn't meant things to go this far. Eva didn't waste time on tears or confrontation. She ran alongside the creek, desperately trying to spot her backpack in the churning water. Half a mile downstream, she found it caught on a fallen branch, soaked through, most of the contents ruined. She was an hour late to school, dripping wet and clutching the sopping remains of her papers. Mr. Bennett took one look at her and ushered her into the empty classroom. "What happened?" he asked, handing her a towel from the gym. When Eva explained, Mr. Bennett's kind face hardened with anger. "This has gone too far. I'll speak with Principal Dawson and Pastor Wilson." "No," Eva said quickly. "Please don't. It'll only make things worse." Mr. Bennett studied her for a long moment. "Eva, sometimes adults need to stand up for what's right." "In Pinewood," Eva gave a bitter laugh. Rachel's family owns half the town. Martha works for her mother. If you make trouble for them, I'm the one who'll pay for it at home. Understanding dawned in his eyes. How bad is it, Eva? At home? The simple question, asked with genuine concern, nearly broke her. For 4 years, no one had asked. No one had wanted to know. I'll be 18 in 5 months, Eva said instead of answering directly. I just need to make it until then. Mr. Bennet reached into his desk drawer and pulled out a fresh scholarship application. I'll write another recommendation letter today. We'll get this submitted by the end of the week. Eva looked at the form, a lifeline to a future she desperately wanted to believe in. Thank you. You're not alone, Eva, Mr. Bennet said firmly. And you're worth fighting for, even if you don't believe it yet. Those words sustained her through the day, even as whispers followed her through the hallways. Even as Martha's fury over her wet clothes and ruined textbooks resulted in Eva being locked out of the house that night, forced to sleep in the garden shed. The scholarship rejection letter arrived on a Tuesday. Eva had checked the mailbox before Martha could get to it, her heart racing when she spotted the envelope from Westlake University. The single page inside contained just 3 sentences that shattered her carefully constructed plans. We regret to inform you that your application was not selected for this year's scholarship program. The committee received many qualified applications. We wish you success in your future endeavors. Eva read it 3 times, standing motionless beside the rural mailbox. All the late nights studying by flashlight, the extra assignments, maintaining perfect grades despite everything, none of it had mattered. The scholarship had been her only viable path out of Pinewood. She was still standing there when Mr. Bennet's car pulled up alongside her. He rolled down his window, his expression brightening when he spotted the university envelope. Is that what I think it is? Good news. Eva wordlessly handed him the letter. As he read it, his face fell. Eva, I'm so sorry, but this isn't the end. There are other scholarships, other schools. Application deadlines for this year have passed, Eva said flatly. I checked. Mr. Bennet leaned out his window. Then we'll prepare for next year. You can stay with my sister in Greenville after graduation, get a job there while we work on applications for the following term. A small flame of hope flickered in Eva's chest. You'd do that for me? Of course I would, Mr. Bennet said. You're the most promising student I've had in 15 years of teaching. But more importantly, you deserve a chance. For the first time in years, Eva felt someone believed in her. Someone was willing to help. Thank you, she whispered. I don't know what to say. Say you won't give up, Mr. Bennet replied with a gentle smile. Come by my house this weekend. Karen and I will help you make a new plan. Eva nodded, clutching the rejection letter as Mr. Bennet drove away. Even with this setback, she had something precious now, hope for an alternative path forward. That hope sustained her for exactly 3 more days. On Friday evening, Eva returned from her part-time job at the local diner to find Police Chief Walton's cruiser parked outside their house. Martha stood on the porch, arms crossed, a vindictive smile playing on her lips. There she is, Martha called as Eva approached cautiously. Ask her yourself. Chief Walton turned toward Eva, his expression grim. Eva, we need to talk about Mr. Bennet. Eva's blood ran cold. What about him? He's been arrested, Chief Walton said. There are allegations of inappropriate conduct with a student. That's impossible, Eva said immediately. He would never. The student who came forward described receiving special treatment, offers of housing with relatives, secret meetings, the chief continued. Sound familiar? Eva felt the ground tilt beneath her feet as she realized what was happening. Rachel Wilson stood slightly behind her mother at the edge of the porch, not meeting Eva's eyes. It's not true, Eva said, her voice rising. Mr. Bennet was only trying to help me with college applications. Martha snorted. College? A girl like you? Everyone knew something wasn't right. A grown man taking such an interest in a teenage girl. Mrs. Bennet has already confirmed her husband mentioned you specifically many times at home, Chief Walton added. We'll need your statement. Eva looked from face to face, Martha's smug satisfaction, Mrs. Wilson's righteous indignation, the chief's suspicion. And Rachel, still looking at the ground. Rachel, Eva said desperately. You know it's not true. Tell them. Rachel finally looked up, conflict evident in her eyes before her mother placed a hand on her shoulder. Rachel has done the right thing by supporting her friend who came forward, Mrs. Wilson said smoothly. Such accusations are very serious. Eva suddenly understood with crystal clarity. This was Pinewood's revenge for daring to think she could leave, for challenging the natural order. They would destroy Mr. Bennet, the only person who had tried to help her, and they would use her to do it. I need to get something from inside, Eva said numbly, pushing past Martha into the house. To be continued. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share with loved ones. See you in the next video.